Sometimes, the way I think about the world is that some people have figured it out. They have found a way to solve their problems and achieve their goals as they move forward relentlessly towards their desired pinnacle of life. They are focused and skilled, energetic and hardworking, optimistic and gregarious. Then there are others who haven't figured it out yet. They are stumbling around in life, unsure of what they want from it. They are far away from their desired pinnacle, or perhaps not even sure of what that pinnacle is. They are confused and pessimistic and inconsistent. Of course, this is not entirely true of the real world. The two types I just described can be two extremes, and people usually fall somewhere in between those two. They are on the spectrum. Not every moment of the day do we have the clarity and the conviction to move relentlessly forward. We are, many times, unsure of the future because the future, by definition, is uncertain. We are unsure of the amount of effort required to achieve a desired outcome. Many times there are setbacks on our journeys or paths, which can be disheartening. And as a result we may struggle to get back on track. It can be really messy, and yet we, many times, remain optimistic, reach our destinations and generally do a good job. Such outcomes are hugely important to us, and many of us are constantly looking for ways to get better outcomes from our efforts, also known as self-improvement. Hello and welcome to the channel, where in this video we'll talk about everyday success and extraordinary achievements. Usually, two key focus areas for self-improvement are what we may call as self-control and grit. Here's a well-cited article talking about self-control. Higher levels of self-control earlier in life predict later academic achievement and attainment, pro-social behavior, employment, earnings, savings, and physical health. That means if one has self-control early in life, then it may lead to better outcomes later on in many important areas. So you can expect better grades in school, have good relationships and a nice friend circle, have a good job, be able to save what you earn and have good health. I mean, what more can you want from yourself? This is pure gold. No wonder people value self-control so highly and want more, if possible. But wait, because that is not all. We can have more or even better outcomes if we have something called grit. Here's the article talking about grit. Grit and related constructs are associated with lifetime educational attainment and professional success. And that studies show that grit predicts the completion of challenging goals despite obstacles and setbacks. How your life turns out in the end depends, among other things, on how gritty you are. If you are gritty, then you may do well not only in that one test but also in that college admission, which may require many years of effort, or that 5-year PhD course. Grit may prove to be the difference in having an average career versus a stellar career. Grit makes us have better outcomes over the longer term and with much more consequential matters. Grit picks us up when we are knocked down from time to time. They may sound the same to some ears, self-control and grit, but there is a way to think more clearly, deeply, meaningfully about them. The authors of the article talk about long-term and short-term goals as a way to distinguish these two important characteristics. According to them, self-control is about keeping our priorities on track for achieving our everyday short-term goals. In their words, self-control refers to the successful resolution of a conflict between two action impulses, one that corresponds to a goal that is more valued in the moment, and another that corresponds to a goal that is of a greater enduring value. It is self-control which determines if you spend time scrolling that Twitter feed or go out for that evening run. It is self-control which mediates the choice between writing that paper versus watching that show on Netflix. It is self-control which pushes us towards healthier food choices. These are all short-term goals or choices that we encounter in our everyday routines, and it is self-control that may help us resolve the conflicts that arise from those encounters. Self-control can be the determinant of everyday success for us. Grit, on the other hand, entails having a dominant superordinate goal and tenaciously working toward it in the face of obstacles and setbacks, often for years or decades. It is grit which helps us stay on track for the long run. The long run is characterized by greater uncertainty and there will be failures along the way. It is grit which helps us get back on track, or maybe it is grit which helps us decide if we should now change track and focus energies on alternate strategies. More often than not, we are able to get back on track because we feel passionate, we feel strongly about the goal. It is important for us and we would like to get there. It is grit that helps us work towards those exceptional achievements that often take decades, or even an entire lifetime, to accomplish. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give a like and I'll see you in the next one.